Well, Rob, can this season get any better?
Oh yeah, there's still plenty to play for. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, you know, when you win games in the last moments, it's always gives you that kind of not a strange feeling, but it almost feels a little better in some ways. Particularly when you've built quite a good lead and playing pretty well, which we felt we were. And then you go through that period in that third quarter where things start to slip away a little bit. Gloucester scored a couple of cracking tries from deep, and all of a sudden we looked like we were chasing shadows a little bit. But we regrouped, showed a lot of character in the closing stages, and we pegged away, we knocked a couple of penalties over, we worked hard, and we created the match-winning moment by working hard and by staying on the front foot and staying on the attack. So I'm delighted for the players, but because they've got something out of a game they've worked extremely hard in. If anybody watching some of the first half attacking stuff we put together there would have been very impressed with our handling, our passing, our running at speed and running at space type of game. And we scored some good tries, and we looked quite comfortable and in command. But we did make errors. We did have a little shaky period for 20 minutes where we didn't really keep attacking the game. I think there was three pieces of possession in a row where we fed their dangerous back three, and they scored 3 tries from it. And you just can't do that. You just can't afford to do that if you want to come to places like this and get something. But having said that, we weathered that a little bit, pushed on through, showed a bit more belief when it almost came to that nothing to lose scenario at the end, and then we pushed through and we won a very important game of rugby. Looking at the table now, we're kind of at the right end of it. There's a lot of things resting on the performances at the moment, and we've got the right results. So I'm massively pleased. I mean, it's a fantastic place to play rugby. The atmosphere here was incredible. The atmosphere was fantastic. Gloucester scored some great tries as well. So it was a real ding-dong battle in the sun. A lot of tries. Good game of rugby.
You've talked about this, but you've named it relentless, and your boys were relentless right to the end there.
Yeah, we said to them, you're only going to win games at this stage of the season if you just, you run out on the pitch when you're a bit sore, and you crack on with things, and you train hard when you feel like having a break, and you show that you want to be ambitious and you want to win games of rugby. And I think that's how we played today. We played to win, and by playing to win, we gave ourselves a chance, and we've come out on top. At the end of the day, if the last try hadn't been given, we wouldn't have played any worse, and we'd have just got a losing bonus point. That's what Premiership rugby is about. That's why I say to the guys, we mustn't go on any roller coasters. As good as today feels, it's like I say, it could have easily gone the other way. We get a losing bonus point and we'd be very disappointed, and the reality is the 2 performances would have been very similar. So I've just said to the guys, let's enjoy it. Any win is enjoyable in the Premiership, but also let's remember that there's a thin line between winning and losing, and let's get celebrate tonight, and then let's get back working hard, because we've got a big game next week, and then we've got a big game in Europe, and they keep coming. We've actually talked for a number of weeks now about attacking the rest of the season, attacking the individual games. We kind of think it's the only way you win games, especially away from home in the Premiership, just by going after them, and that's what we came here to do today. We came here to go after the game. We knew we had to try and not feed Gloucester's back three too much, which we managed to do for about 10 minutes of the game, and it cost us the game. Why we did it, I'm not sure. I think it's probably the thing we have to learn still, is that not to get edgy when we've got a lead and we feel we're comfortable and going to push on for a win. But I think our actual endeavour to play today and look to score tries and look to take the game to Gloucester was fantastic. That meant we deserved to get something out of the game, and as it is, the final score went our way. If it hadn't done, I'd have still been very pleased with the performance.
Rob, do you think you would have got the decision if you hadn't had the TMOs?
Well, I mean, all I can say is I've asked the players, did they feel it was a try, and they're very comfortable it was a clear try. Obviously the referee, I think, was unsighted moving around the post. So would we have got the try without a TMO? I don't know. Would he have given it knowing that he didn't have a backup? I don't know. It's difficult for me to say. Without talking to the referee, you don't really know what he's seen. I would have been disappointed if we scored a genuine try and it's not been allowed. But obviously, if the TMO's been here and he's made the right decision, then that's probably good for the game.
You're probably one good win from qualifying for next season's Heineken Cup, Rob. Can you give us an impression of how you feel about that prospect?
Delighted. I mean, we've never made any secret about our approach to being in the Premiership, in that we'll put the best team we can every week, we'll attack every game, and we'll take what comes. And if doing that means you qualify for Heineken Cups, then what you do is those Heineken Cup games roll around, you pick your best team and you go for it, and you take what comes. That's the way we talk to the players. We don't spend a great deal of time looking at league tables. We don't spend a great deal of time looking at what other clubs are doing. We concentrate on ourselves, and we go after games. We try and get as many points as we can. And the season as it is has ended up with us getting a lot of losing bonus points, which has kept us towards the top end of the table. You know, and we've pulled through a few wins as well. That, you know, they've been quite close. So we're kind of we're in a nice place as a club. It allows us to enjoy attacking things, and you know, the way we try and talk to the players is to kind of, they work very hard. They're a fit, strong bunch of guys, and they are now really playing some great rugby. And I think the tries we scored today were very good tries. Very good tries, particularly in the first half, and they weren't easy tries. You know, we had to break down a tough Gloucester defence, which we did. And I say we played a very good, tactically sound game as well as being hard working, which we didn't do for 15 minutes. You know, the truth is, for 15 minutes we kicked 3 or 4 pieces of possession away on the bounce, and we got hurt on every single one of them. Now, you know, kicking still has to be part of our game, but you kick at the right moments and you kick into space. You don't drop the ball straight down the most dangerous back three in the Premiership stroke. So, you know, Gloucester scored some good tries today.
What did you make on that yellow card, Rob? Because it seemed like Hayden went down pretty heavily.
I won't make too much comment about it. I think everybody probably needs to actually look at the footage.
Yeah.
Because there's a clear yellow card already been awarded. Our scrum half doesn't do anything other than, I think, try and pick the ball up, and he nearly has his head knocked off. So I'll leave it at that, really.
I don't know the reason being, because it seemed like the call was apparently from the referee as a push, but it seemed something a bit more.
Listen, it's I can say what I like. I've watched the incident about 4 or 5 times, replaying the footage we get up in the stand. You know, the referee and the touch judge get one view of it. It wasn't an open hand. It wasn't a punch, but it was a pretty good open hand. And like I say, it looks worse on reviewing it than it does in the heat of the moment. But I think you've got to remember, you know, the officials see it once.
They looked at it again.
Well, I mean, that's for other people to worry about. That's not for me to be concerned about.
Can you dare to dream about the top 4 now? Playoffs.
Everybody, you all keep wanting me to talk about league position and qualifying for this and qualifying for that. Yeah, I mean, listen, you get the rewards you deserve, and the way we function at the club is, we'll take every award that comes. We'll take every award that comes. We'll take it if they come. We'll enjoy them, and we'll enjoy them, and we'll relish them. If we get into a Premiership semi-final, fantastic. You know, and that'd be great, and we would enjoy it, and we would go for it full on. You know, we've got London Irish coming up, we've got Saints at home, you know, Worcester away, we've got to go to Saracens last game. So we've got some tough games with teams who are trying to achieve things this season. But the only way to deal with that is attacking each game as it comes. You know, we've spent one period in our 2 seasons in the Premiership looking at the league table, and we lost 2 or 3 games on the bounce. We had a look at a league table about 3/4 of the way through last season, said, oh, we win 2 games here, we're going to be in the top half. And what happened? We lost to 2 of the worst teams in the Premiership, because all we got stressed about was if we were going to win the game. And we've learned from that. You know, we'll go after the game. If these people, I've said to these players, you know, if we get in high, great. We'll enjoy going to Munster or Leinster or Clermont or Verne or wherever we have to go, and we'll play pretty well. I'm pretty confident of that. I think we'll play well in Stade-Francais in a couple of weeks. I think we'll play well next week. You know, and that's where we are as a club.
How big a step forward in this team's progression is it to come here and win, especially again that you could have lost?
I think it maybe just backs up a few things that we're trying to say about the players, about maybe backing themselves and having that little bit of belief in really going for things. Because, you know, we're big believers as a coaching staff that you only genuinely really do win games you go for in the Premiership. It's a tough league. I think if you take any time to have a look at somebody, we came here to Kingsholm last year and had a good look at Gloucester. They rammed 3 or 4 tries past us before we'd even got off the coach. You know, the important thing for us today was to take the game to Gloucester and go on the attack. And I think we've learnt that, really pushed on with that since we lost to Bath at home 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know, we lost 12-9 in a game that just never had anything in it from us. You know, we just played our way through a game and came away with a bonus point without ever really going after it. And we've kind of said to ourselves, right, it's not going to happen again. You know, we're going to finish this season by going after things. As I said, yeah, the players are very aware. Sometimes you go after things and you make a bad call and you lose a game. But at the minute, you know, you go after things, you give yourself an opportunity, and today it ends up with a win. Okay.
Thank you, Rob.
Brilliant.
2, 3. That was good.